We're going to get it together.
Yeah.
So we wanted to jump on today to talk about, I don't even remember what the title is that I called it on Facebook, but don't take well-meaning advice, take good advice. So we just wanted to tell you that, right? Because we are serious about helping you be successful in your business. And we get consultations or phone calls all the time from people who don't understand that the advice that they're taking is not good advice. And especially when it comes to legal stuff and taxes, that like pains both of us because we understand what the consequences are and we don't want you to go down that same route. So it's not just a shameless plug, like saying just come to us. You don't have to just come to us. Go to somebody though who actually knows what they're talking about. So Chiga, in your tax world, is there like a really common piece of bad piece of advice that people get that you have to deal with?
Yeah, well, I always say that you don't know what you don't know, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I've seen clients who they've evolved in their lives, right? So they finished college, they started, they have a W-2, and that's it. So they've been doing their own taxes. But through the years, they have a house, they got married, they have kids, the spouse now has a business. So all these things are getting added to their tax return, and they've been doing the work themselves. So they're thinking like, okay, let me just follow what TurboTax says and it's fine. But they find out the hard way that they were actually doing it incorrectly. They find out because now they have IRS notices. And so then that's when they come my way, right?
Right.
They get this IRS notice in the mail. They're hella scared. So they're like, shit, let me find somebody who can help me. They come to me and it's like, dang, yeah, you did this wrong, this wrong, this wrong. And now you're stuck with this $10,000 tax bill. And, you know, and it's rough, right? Because they're thinking they're just following the software. They don't know tax law. And so it's super innocent, you understand, which is why I tell people, like, as soon as you start having assets or you have a business, no matter if it's like, oh, it's just a house, I don't have a rental property, or oh, I only make 40K in my business, it's not much. If you have a business, you have a long-term investment. This is your baby. You want this to succeed. This is your livelihood. So hire someone who can take care of your baby, right? Your livelihood, who can take care of it. Same with the assets. Hire someone who knows, tax law, who can apply it, because it's your blind spot and you don't know what you don't know.
Right, for sure. I mean, I've had people come to me and say, oh, we talked about it a little bit yesterday, but oh, I didn't make any money this year, so someone told me I don't have to file taxes. Like, wait, what? That ain't true. I'm here to tell you, if someone told you that, they don't know what they're talking about, and don't listen to that advice. Like, if you made money, you got to file taxes. And with a business, you got to file the taxes to say, I didn't make any money. Like, you still have to do the reporting, right?
There's always two requirements. There's the filing requirement and the payment requirement. So just because you don't owe nothing doesn't mean you don't have the requirement to file. So always remember that.
Right. I've heard that too with nonprofits, nonprofits don't have to file taxes. No. The nonprofit reporting requirements are probably even more strict, because if the government is going to give you tax exemption, child, you better be able to prove that you deserve it, right?
Oh, yes.
So that is not true. What else? This is a question that I keep getting a lot, and I think it's just because people are confused on the vocabulary, that people say, oh, well, I filed a DBA, that gives me legal protection, right? No, let me tell you what a DBA is. A DBA is just a nickname. So if my name is Asha and you call me Oshkosh, right? Then that's my nickname. That's my DBA. But I'm still Asha. I am still legally responsible for myself. Everything that I do is a representation of Asha, but maybe you call me Oshkosh, right? A DBA is just a nickname. DBA stands for doing business as. It's a fictitious, fake, fictitious business name. So fictitious, DBA, doing business as, it doesn't give you any kind of legal protection. So don't think that you have that, and also don't get confused and think that your DBA files taxes. It's not. It's not an entity that files taxes, right?
Right. It's like what Asha said. It's literally the name that you want to go by, that you want your business to go by. That's really what that is. So you got to look at, okay, what kind of entity, what legal structure, how are you set up?
Right.
And based on that answer, you follow the rules as to how you file your taxes.
Yeah, let's see. Another bad piece of advice we get or hear people say is, I only have to worry about taxes, or let's say I only should worry about forming a business if I'm making more than $100,000. What do you say to that?
Oh, wow. First of all, that's, it's great.
First of all, congratulations.
Right. But so 99K, there's no requirement, but 100K, there's a requirement.
Right.
So it's so interesting, right? So when you break it down, like how I just did, it sounds so silly. It sounds so silly. Your filing requirement doesn't start at 100K, right? It's if you have that LLC, you have that business, you have a business, literally, you have a filing requirement. And that's what we're trying to get into everybody's head, because Asha, something that another reason why I get clients in which I call them, fixer-uppers. It's because, they had this idea one day to start a business. Oh, I'm going to create this app. Okay, cool. I'm so excited. So they get on the state board website. They form an LLC, right? They put in the paperwork. They pay that $20, whatever the fee is, and now they have this LLC. They are legally obligated to various filing requirements, the state and the IRS. But then, they have this app idea. They have this app idea. 2 months later, they scrap the idea. They're like, right. Oh, I'm good. And they forget that they had formed this LLC. And so what's happening throughout the years is that they owe a filing requirement, right? An annual tax return, an annual information report to the state. And not to mention the payments that come along with that. With the state, even though you're not making money, there might still be a payment requirement. Same with, we're in California, and there's an $800 requirement, regardless of if you make a cent, right?
Right. That minimum tax.
That minimum tax. And so, I stress it to people, if you are trying to have a business, if you do already have a business, but you're not working with a professional, you need to change that. That is the first thing you need to do, is to go find someone, because it's not going to be a transactional relationship where, cool, you filed my paper, I'm good. What you want in this professional, an attorney, a CPA, is someone who you feel you can trust, someone who you feel you can communicate with, right? They have your back, they have your business's best interest in mind, and they're going to work with you. They're going to make sure that you are right, and you've done everything correctly, so that all you need to do is run your business, right? Maybe sign some papers, maybe, sign the check. Other than that, you're taken care of. Like, how does that sound, right? That's amazing.
Well, and also the thing about, CPA and attorney, right, is that we're licensed. So I've talked about it before, but not only do we have an interest, a personal interest, because we want to see you all do well, But we also actually have a license requirement that we've got to do well for you. Otherwise, we're in trouble. So we are doubly motivated by trying to get y'all right, and then also trying to keep us right at the same time.
Right.
So that definitely, that's a thing for sure.
Right.
One of
We're
the things
ethical.
yes. Exactly.
We're some ethical people. Yeah.
Right. Despite what y'all, okay, so let me address this too, because, every time I tell people, maybe not every time, but oftentimes when I tell people I'm an attorney, they get real silly, right? And either they tell me bad legal jokes because they think they're hilarious. They're like, oh, don't sue me. Why would I? Yeah. Right. Or they're like, oh, I better watch what I say. Or they say something like, good, I got a case for you. So if you're listening to this, don't do that. Don't make bad attorney jokes. But now I don't remember what I was going to say because I went off on that. Oh, I was going to say that a lot of people who have bad experiences with attorneys or with accountants, it's because they're waiting until there's something wrong to actually go and get the advice, right? That's the same with people who don't like doctors. It's because you're going to the doctor when you're sick instead of going to the doctor when you're well for maintenance care and to check in. Treat us or our profession the same way. You should have an attorney and an accountant in your corner, a financial advisor in your corner that you can talk to that will help keep you well. 1, your bills won't be as high. 2, they're going to help you grow your business. 3, you're going to help you avoid hot water, right? So the horror stories that you hear about attorneys and about tax payments and stuff, you have to take that with a grain of salt and understand that that's because people most likely messed up and avoided some, especially in taxes. If they're avoiding something, not getting the right advice because it's written not necessarily in plain English, but like there's a method, right? Most of the time people are getting divorced when they hate attorneys, they're dissolving a business when they hate attorneys, or, they're doing something that's like not pleasant. So most attorneys are not terrible. It just depends on when you go see them. Like if you just go to the doctor when you're sick, you're not gonna like the doctor either because it means you're sick. So.
Exactly. And another way to say that is you want to be proactive instead of reactive, right? If you're proactive, boom, you're ahead of anything, right? You're prepared, you've planned things out, it's gonna be stress-free, right? But when you're reactive, everything has already happened. So now you're reacting to that. So you're all hot and bothered. You already don't trust the person who you're about to pay. You're questioning their fees, right? Absolutely. You're questioning everything that they tell you need to do. Yeah. And it's not good for either party. So be proactive in your approach when seeking an attorney and a CPA.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. Yeah. Let's see. If anyone has any questions, feel free to jump on. I'm thinking of other bad advice. So LegalZoom is like the bane of my existence. I can't stand LegalZoom. Hate LegalZoom. And the reason why is because people will go run to LegalZoom to form a business and because they think that they're going to cut costs, right? But I will tell you that LegalZoom will certainly add things on at the end. And before you know it, you've paid, almost what you would have paid an attorney anyway. But what you miss out on is the legal advice and guidance. So if you were filling out a form, everyone's taking these Facebook quizzes or quizzes in magazines or, a personality test, and you answer to the best of your ability. Those quizzes don't say, hey, do you actually know that DBA means doing business as? Hey, do you actually know that, this is an actual legal term of art and has a definition? If you don't know those things, if you are ignorant about what you're putting on, and I don't mean ignorant to be rude, I just mean that you don't know, right? Then LegalZoom is accepting your answers as they are. They have no method to correct you. And if you put something down wrong, your business is formed incorrectly, you might not know it right away because why would you go have an attorney check after you've already formed your business without an attorney? And then months to years later, something else comes up down the line, right? Like I had a conversation today with somebody who said, I formed my LLC. I need to talk to you about structure. Should I be a single member, multi-member, or should I be an S corp? I'm like, what? First of all, you formed an LLC and you're the only business owner. So that you have to be single member, right? And then like an S corp is a corporation that has a tax election under Section S of whatever code, IRS code or something like that, right? So
It's like he was filling out a form and those were the options.
right.
So he's like asking you those options. But what trips
But
me
he
out
already did
is
it.
he is like he guessed, like, okay, but should I do this? But you already, again, reactive.
Right.
Woo.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. So all that to say, like, and then I hear people all the time saying, oh yeah, well, I'm glad I got to talk to you because I give people the best advice I can. I'm like, yo, don't do it because you are confused. Don't jack somebody else up. But that's the thing, like you said, Chica, most people don't know what they don't know. And this is not a session to try and be like, you don't know anything, but just to say that, you know, don't just take well-meaning advice, take good advice from people who are licensed and experts in their craft, right?
Exactly. Asha, I feel like people, especially business owners, want to know more about, do they need an LLC? If they have an LLC, what can they be doing to save more money, save on taxes? So let's talk to them about that.
Guess what, Vanna? We have good tip. We actually have a workshop. I like that. Played well. Well served. I'm gonna hit it. So we actually have a workshop coming up next week on Wednesday, December 16th at 11 a.m. California time. That's called 3 money-saving tax strategies for your LLC. So in this 2-part workshop, we'll be talking about, first part, we'll be talking about LLCs, the benefits, and how to use the LLC to protect your business and set yourself up. And then Chica will come in on the CPA side of it, talking about giving you 3 money-saving strategies that you can use right away in this, you know, this year's tax cycle to save some money. So we're all about reducing your taxable income, keeping that legal protection, and seeing you grow and thrive.
Yes, this is the perfect time of the year, right? There's time left to have additional tax savings. So this will give you a few strategies as to what you can do to reduce that bottom line, therefore reducing your taxes. And again, Asha will come in and talk about protecting your business. So business owners, this is an investment. Think of it as that. This is a tax deductible. It's tax deductible. So where can they find it, Asha?
So the link is actually in both of our bios. You can find it there.
On Instagram.
Oh, yes. On Instagram, right. Yes. And then on IG, I will post, and Facebook, I will post it in a comment under this video.
Yes, so it's going to be in the comment below. If not, then the link in the bio, depending on the platform.
Right. And if not, just send us a message. We're trying to do this
DM us
thing, so we're trying to work it out.
Exactly. Get in our DM. If you have any questions, we want to answer. We want to make sure you're good. We want to make sure you feel like this workshop is for you. So DM us, get at us, and we can't wait to serve you.
Yeah, we're really excited. And don't hesitate to spread the word as well. We would love to see more people there. And the format will be Zoom. So not Zoom webinar, just Zoom meeting, which means that you can come off and ask questions in the chat, or, you know, we can see you if you want to be seen. So it's interactive. I really like it when people ask questions. So it's not just a passive receiving thing. You can get your questions answered as well.
Yes. Worth it.
All right. Cool. With that, we are signing off, and we hope that you have a great evening, and we will be back here soon on both platforms. So see you soon.